Boom, shakalaka boom. You've tuned in to the free range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards. It is a FAFO Friday here on the program. And what that means, more times than not, is my co-host, my long-time co-host, Mr. Shaun Yurtkuran. His is, in fact, in the studio with me this morning for the full 2 hours. Good morning, Shaun.
Good morning, man. It's called, I woke up this morning and I saw some really good news. You know what it is?
Yeah.
The tomorrow's going to be 80 degrees. That's the high.
Jackpot.
I saw that. I was like, oh my, that's just really, really nice. It's like perfect for a football Saturday too.
I like it. I'm gonna get up in the morning, go rucking and stuff, then get back to the house and plant down on the couch, and I'm just gonna watch the football. I got out here a little earlier this morning. I rode out to Martin's Livingston there at the little market, and I grabbed not one but 2 bags of their made in-house pork skins.
Oh, how are those?
Oh, they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
You never had them?
No.
Oh, so they make them fresh. You can get them downtown too. Get a bag of them. It's only like $5 or $6, and better than any chips you can have. They're carb-free, depending on which flavor you pick. And cheese dip has no carbs, so it actually makes for a keto chips and queso.
Better than the egg whites I eat every morning. That's what I'm on my plan here. I've got them measured and out in 1 cup measurements and just throw them in the microwave in the morning. It gets kind of bland after a while, Clay. I'll tell you that.
It does. But you're looking good. You probably don't have enough body fat to pinch.
No. When you start when you start weighing every single piece of your food, and you can't really eat well. That's what I look at it, because when you're measuring and stuff, it's not for good taste.
No, but the mission at hand. The mission at hand.
Yeah, I'll get fat over December. That'd be fine.
Yeah, but these are
if
you do want to have a football snack, whether you're looking to be healthy or not, the pork skins at Martin's. And look, I didn't go the full keto ones. I got the barbecue flavored ones, so I'm sure that the barbecue seasoning probably has some sugar in it. There are some that don't. My buddy Jonesy Q's, his do not have any sugar in them, and they're great. So, but I don't know which ones they're using. Maybe they are carb free, maybe they're not. I didn't buy it with that in mind. I bought them because
there's sugar content. That's when you know you're getting too much about your fitness.
Exactly. But I bought them because they taste good, and it's one of their appetizers at Martin's is their queso and pork skins. You can get chips also, but they have queso and pork skins. And I was like, man, this is actually a pretty good idea. I think I make a pretty good rotel. So I may or may not make some rotel. I may just stop by the store and grab a little container of the Frito-Lay queso.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or whatever. That's the go-to.
Yeah. It's Frito-Lay, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's one I always get.
It's Totino's. I'm sorry, the Totino's.
I thought it was Frito-Lay's one.
But they're
next to the Frito-Lay's. That's where you get confused.
The Frito-Lay one is just like the metal container where you peel the top off, but it don't have any flavor necessarily. It's more like a movie theater nacho cheese, where the Totino's cheese dip it's actually queso. You can get the white melted cheese or the cheddar melted cheese, and it's got like the little jalapeno dices in it. Really good stuff there. But of course, we could just make some. Could just get some Velveeta and a can of Rotel and melt it and that's the money shot.
Like college. That's what I call it. Or in my 20s, we used to do that all the time.
Oh man, so good. So good. What is y'all's favorite football snack out there in radio land? Let me know in the comments if you're watching on the live stream, or shoot me a text on the Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. What is your go-to home gating or tailgating football snack? If they told you got to bring one dish to the party, what are you taking? One of my secret favorites is a cream cheese ball with like the little nuts on top of it.
Yeah.
It was like crushed. What is it? Crushed pecans, I guess. Anyway, one of that and some crackers and some Ritz crackers. It's cream cheese, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, cream cheese. Anyway, man, that's one of my go-tos. Also,
mine is real simple. It's mayonnaise. It's green onions, cheese, and bacon bits, and you mix it all up. And I call it the crack dip because you can't stop eating it with Fritos. Actually, that's what works.
Absolutely, man. I like the Totino scoops.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, or whatever the Frito scoop, whatever they are. They all look the same. The Totino scoops look different. Excuse me, than the Fritos, but yeah.
So we are getting a bunch of people. People say y'all don't talk about sports, but when we talk about stuff like this, it gets more engagement than 90% of the other stuff we talk about. Unknown text on the Guns and Gear text line says grilled grilled lemon pepper wings. I can live with that. Grilled lemon pepper wings. We are living in a lemon pepper renaissance right now. They have become like the most popular flavor wing in America right now.
They are.
They're like the thing.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay, I did not know. I mean, I love lemon pepper.
Like, especially in the urban communities, like the Black community, like lemon pepper is where it's at right now.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Lane says, we, the regulars, created the snack at McBee's and Michael put it on the menu. What snack? What snack did y'all create? He didn't tell me. Let's see here. Some other Guns and Gear text. And in hour 2 today, we're going to try something a little different. We're going to bring our sports show to the radio. We're going to talk about politics in hour 1. In hour 2, we're going to do a little sports stuff. And that ain't to say that the whole thing will be sports, but we'll just kind of, you know how we do here. We just kind of go with the flow, whatever the hot hand is.
Whatever happens.
Okay, Lane says it's pork skins and queso over at McBee's also. So, well, we all have to try that. McBee's has got a new 100-inch TV out on the patio. And they are itching for y'all to come watch it. Shaun, speaking of 100-inch TV, man, the phone is blowing up.
I'm glad you brought that up. I have a question for you about that, actually. So I've been looking at getting another TV. Mine's 65-inch or something, which was big, 5 years ago. Like, oh my God, you got a 65. Now it's like a small TV.
Mine's 75.
Is it worth it to upgrade to like 85 inch? My dad's got one and he loves it. I just don't know.
They're so cheap now.
I know they're dirt cheap.
That's less than $1,000 for an 85-inch TV. I mean, substantially less depending on what you get. And I did a little research through AI. Actually, I channeled my inner Shaun Yurtkuran, and instead of Googling it,
I don't Google anything anymore.
I grokked it, and I was like, man, explain to me the difference in the different HD TVs from worst to best. And I picked the different brands that I like Amazon offers because it was like QLED, LED, all these other
like you confused.
I was like, what am I buying?
I know,
what is the difference? Same way.
Yeah, it's hard.
And I was like, give me an honest breakdown. Is there really a damn difference for the money? At the end of the day, you can buy the cheapest one or the next to the cheapest one. I always kind of like to go middle of the road.
Yeah.
As long as it's got all the connections and it's got the built-in apps and yada, 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 I'm pretty good. And if it's 85 inches, it's up on the wall, boom, shakalaka.
I bought a bunch of which one's the Best Buy house brand? It's not the Vizio, but it's something like that. Anyway,
Vizio's American made too.
Is it? Yep. I can't. It's up. They got one that's their house brand. I bought a couple of those. They worked fine for as cheap as they were. Lasted 6-7 years.
I have the Amazon brand, the TLC.
I've got one of those too in my bedroom.
Yeah, that's my big TV in my living room, and I've had knock on wood, no problems out of it. And I bought it before they got actually real cheap. I think I paid $1,300 for that 75. This was about 3 years ago, and I've had no problems out of it. But, I read some reviews; they were a little sketchy, and then ordering online too and trying to get it to ship it back if there was problems. I was a little scared about that. Ordered like a big mirror for my outside gym, and of course it came shattered. The UPS guy said, "I think it's broken." I didn't really hear him. So I dollied it up to the house and I shook it, and he was still out the road. I dollied it back. I said, "Yeah, did you say you thought it was broken?" He goes, "Yeah." I can't really hear. And so, long story short, I shipped the mirror back, but it got me to think. I was like, man, if I buy another TV, as much as I hate going to the Evil Empire, Walmart, or Costco or whatever, I think that's going to be what I end up doing.
Man, I went into the Walmart in Flowood about 2 weeks ago because I was, how I built that podcast room in my house. I needed some other things for Daniel Anderson. Shout out to him over at Alchemy Audio. I always forget how to say it. Odd Studio. He has great podcast stuff. He taught me, Lindsay and I, a method of how to like put that foam up, which is the biggest pain in the butt. So I couldn't get it online. So I went to Walmart and I was walking around Walmart. I got kind of shocked for a minute. I'm like, look at all the stuff they sell here. Because I hadn't been in an actual big store in a while because I buy everything online. So it's kind of like an experience, like to go into a Walmart.
It is.
Like, look at all, oh God, look at the, the video section here.
You can go and actually touch the stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like I used to like to go to Best Buy. Best Buy even had a marketing thing for a while. I said, just come look at our stuff online, then go order it wherever. Because they just felt like if they got you in the store, you would buy.
Because you'll buy something you didn't really come there for.
Or if you run across an actual salesperson, they may close you on it. But see, that's the problem with places like Best Buy and stuff. Now, they don't have salespeople.
No.
They have product marketing specialists that just kind of supposed to tell you a little bit about it and point in the right direction. I want a closer to get a hold of me. That's why, I've never really been a big Cowboy Maloney's shopper.
Yeah.
But, that's what I do like about Cowboy Maloney's is those guys work on commission. I like getting a commission salesperson getting a hold of me because I respect game, recognize game. You can negotiate a little bit with them. They're supposed to know their product. And because if they're a salesperson, they want to be good at selling it, right?
Yeah.
So they can really walk you up and down the product lines and stuff, and tell you stuff about stuff.
I know where you're going with. I agree with you on that. Like stuff like electronics, it can be a little complicated. Like you just said, like I don't know
A
what
lot of
QLED.
options.
Yeah, like cars, obviously.
Mhm.
But what I don't like it is when I'm buying clothes. Like when I go into the wherever, I'm not going to name the store's names, but I think we shop at some of the similar
Oh no,
places.
I
It
actually
drives me nuts.
Okay, I disagree with you on
Really?
this. I love going to Buckle.
See, that's what I was talking about. I was about to say
And
Buckle. That's right.
They take such good care of me at Buckle
Yeah.
that and it is if you're used to not shopping like that, and they get a hold of you when you walk in, and they're bringing you clothes while you're in the, you know what?
It annoys the piss out of me. I cannot stand it. That's
Well, here's what I think, Shaun. I think you're so used to getting bad service places and people just leaving you alone and stuff, that when you get good service, it's almost intrusive.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. I just feel like clothes. Like, look, I know what kind of jean I want. I don't need your help. That's kind of the way I feel about it. Like I get the same. All my jeans pretty much look the same anyway. They're all from the Buckle, and I know which ones I want. I don't need your help.
I get it, but I tell you what, I have ventured off and bought like a couple different style shirts than I normally would have because of kind of their advice. There's this little guy that works in there. I can't remember his name, but man, they're just so damn nice to me every time I walk in. I know they're working, but I guess having been boots on ground in the car business for as long as I was, I just appreciate the good service.
Yeah, I mean, which one do you go to? The one in North Park or the one in Renaissance?
I ain't been in North Park in 10 years.
See, I was good the one in North. It's still really nice. I've been going there since the 90s. It's been open since the 90s.
Yeah, no, I go to Renaissance.
Yeah, okay.
I'm bougie.
You're bougie.
But I can park at the door.
Yeah. Well,
or close to it and walk right in.
Well, if there's that entrance right there in North Park, and Buckle's right there, and it feels like nobody's ever at North Park anymore. So I just go there because it's like pretty empty.
Yeah.
Every time I go to Renaissance, I feel like I have to go park in the back there. And I went to the Apple store the other day.
I always go around this time of day. Like when I leave the radio station, I'll swing by. It's not even lunchtime yet. It's that mid-morning.
Yeah.
And it's usually easy in, easy out. Hey, real quick, man. We were talking about football or whatever, and McBee. I want to finish that thought real quick. Did you see the final numbers on how many people watched the Texas-Ohio State game?
No, I have not.
The largest first game of the day.
Yeah.
Kick viewership ever. 18 million people.
Wow.
Watched. For everybody who's been throwing a fit talking about they don't like it, because Fox is doing their big game at noon.
Okay.
So whatever their premier game, like the SEC's, it's 2:00 or it's prime time, 7:00. Well, usually the Bloody Mary games, the 11, 12 o'clock games, are usually your lesser than games.
Not the big game.
Not the big game. And Fox has been like, because they had the Big 10 and the Big 12 contracts, I think. And they have, or is it the Big 10 contract? Whichever one they had. They had the Big 10, Big 10. Maybe the Pac-10 too. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Not SEC. So they have the best of the rest. And they took that Texas at Ohio State game because they would have had it because it's a Big 10 homeschool being Ohio State. So that's why they had it. Anyway, they have turned this whole thing upside down on its head, and they are giving people the big game early. So Shaun, what I wanted to ask you is, what do you think about that? So you spend all morning watching the pregame shows, college game day, big noon kickoff, whatever, and you get all hyped for all the games, all the rah-rah, sis, boom, bah stuff. And then, then the first game up is the Illini versus Rutgers or something.
Yeah.
And then it's like you got a slow build all day to the good games. Or if you're a State fan, we may play early. Actually, State plays a lot of late games.
They played early this past week. Where they play Southern?
They did. They did. State played early.
Because I went over to Martin's and watched the Texas-Ohio State game on Saturday morning. Actually at this age, I'll tell you what, I like the 11 a.m. game because I go to CrossFit at like 10, get done real quick, make it to watch the game. You're gonna have a few drinks, and I go take a nap. It's good for people in their 40s in my mind. I don't really want to wait for the 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock game.
I haven't looked at the schedules yet this week to see who's playing when, but right in the middle of the day, there's a big is it this week? No, it's in a couple weeks. But anyway, there's a big a wrestling pay-per-view at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
On a Saturday, because then there's one at nighttime too. They were going to be going head to head against each other. I'm like, no, this is perfect because now I can. This is at the end of the month. It's like the 20th.
Right.
So I was like, no, this is perfect. I'd much rather, if I'm going to watch wrestling on a Saturday, do it midday when I'm at home by myself, versus if I decide I want to go out Saturday night and enjoy some games or whatever, some music. I don't have to be like, I'm gonna stay home and watch wrestling.
Or like if you're dating someone and no girl's gonna want to watch wrestling with you. Like they're never gonna want to do that.
Yeah, it's like that's like telling me you still wank it to Playboy magazines in the bathroom. You keep them hidden and stuff.
Like, I just want to watch a little bit of wrestling. Like, no.
All right, let's take a break, man. When we come back, we're going to hit the reset button, and we are going to talk a little politics. One of Shaun's good friends, the George Soros funded Scott Cologne, has announced that he's running against Cindy Hyde-Smith, and it's the announcement that's making headlines. The way he did it, did he call Cindy Hyde-Smith? She says no, or is it because Cindy Hyde-Smith has his number blocked? Let's discuss it and more. This is the Clay Edwards Show. Also, Robert Kennedy. Sparks flew in front of Congress yesterday. We're going to talk about that, vaccines a little bit, and more. This is the Clay Edwards Show with Shaun Yurtkuran. If you're watching online, hit that share button. It ain't going to kill you. Drop a comment. Let us know, what is your favorite game day snack? The Guns and Gear text line, 761-241-1944. Mazda Jackson phone line, 601-879-0002. We'll be right back.
WYAB.
Burgers, blues, barbecue, the name says it all. At our spots in Madison, downtown Brandon, and Flowood at Dogwood, dive into mouth-watering, award-winning burgers and barbecue like our tender brisket and savory pulled pork that'll have you licking your fingers clean. Our B3 Catering Company can handle any job from 5 to 5,000 people, and with 2 food trucks ready. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show here with Shaun Yurtkuran. We're live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. Guys, if you are going to be doing a little bit of football watching, tailgating, home gating, wherever you're at, whether it's a high school game, whether it's a college game, or maybe you're going to catch a pro game this weekend, stop by 042 Wine and Spirits and load up. Also, while you're there, grab a bottle of Fireman John's Bloody Mary Mix. It's made by my friend, Fireman John, a local fella right here in Ridgeland, Mississippi. He was a longtime fireman, just retired. Most people know Fireman John. Did you also know that he won not once but twice world championship awards at the Memphis in May World Championship Barbecue Cook-Offs? That's part of Memphis in May. He won the best barbecue sauce, the Southern style, and he also won the best pork, which is that's like the prize, that and the ribs. I mean, best pork, but when you win one of the best meats, son, you're doing something.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal. And he won that, and he won best barbecue sauce. And he's from right here in Central Mississippi. He has created a Bloody Mary mix. It is a one pour. It does not need anything extra. You can add some olives to it. You can jazz it up a little bit if you just so choose to, but you can also just pour it with your vodka, and you are good to go. But here's a little tip. He did this when he set up at 042 for his little demo a couple weeks ago. He took some of the frozen meatballs from like Costco or Sam's or Walmart or wherever, Shaun, and he got a crock pot. He poured a container of the Bloody Mary mix in there with the meatballs. Ooh. Added nothing else.
Okay.
Let them cook, hour or so, however long, to heat, because they're frozen. I think it's, 45 minutes to an hour,
yeah.
whatever.
I got this in my head. I'm thinking, okay.
Cook them till they're ready.
Yeah.
And then set it on low. Shaun, it's the best little snack, toothpick meatballs.
So Bloody Mary, a specific type of Bloody Mary mix, or just
it's his brand, okay, Fireman John.
Okay, Fireman John.
Fireman John, and because it's got some of the spices and stuff he uses in his barbecue rubs and all that. And he came up with the Bloody Mary mix. And I asked him, I said, man, why did you end up doing a Bloody Mary mix? He said, well, it's kind of become like a competition within the competition, because everybody's at these 2-3 day events. They all party at nighttime.
Yeah.
And the next day, you got all these barbecue guys. Well, they all want to make the best Bloody Mary. So he said, well, his were so good. He's like, I'm just going to make a Bloody Mary mix. And that's how he spawned the Bloody Mary mix. I was like, this is a great idea, because he gave me a couple bottles at the Wildlife Extravaganza of some sauces and the Bloody Mary mix. His daughter works at Core.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I met him, was through his daughter, and because she was working at that event too. And I stopped by to say hey to him. So I got to meet him. And the sauces set my cabinet a couple weeks before I ever got around to needing them. When I did, I felt like I got smacked in the face with, oh my God, this may be the best barbecue sauce I've ever had. It's right up there with Jones EQ, which is my other favorite. It's also locally made.
I've never had that. Okay.
They're both great. But look, swing by 042. They got your Bloody Mary mix that you can use for multiple things, whether you drink or not. They make a great meatball marinade or sauce. And of course, they got all your favorite wines, spirits, and more. Try their private barrel bottles of Penelope Project X. It is a really good bourbon. It's in a jet black, looks like a wine bottle. They got them on the counter. They even got a few bottles of that Four Roses private barrel that they selected, still there too. I think it's about $70-$80, but it's worth every penny of it.
That is worth every penny.
It's worth every penny. And swing by, check them out today. And hey, if you don't want all the fancy stuff, they got Jim Beam, they got Heaven Hill, they got the off the rack, less expensive stuff as well. They got your Taka, they got all your moonshines, they got your Fireball, they got that new flavored Fireball. Shaun, have you seen this apple Fireball?
No, I've not. I'm sure you have, though.
I've seen it. I hadn't tried it.
Okay.
I got questions, but everybody sent it to me. That's for sure.
Yeah, I bet they did. Clay, as everyone don't know, I mean, Clay is well known for his Fireball aficionado or whatever your word is.
I'll take it. What do they call a wine connoisseur? A sommelier?
Yeah, that's someone that like knows a lot of that could recommend wines, right?
Yeah, it's like it's like a degree. Like everybody just can't be a sommelier. I mean, you have to go through the Wine Institute or whatever.
I've got a friend that is one, and yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, you have to do what
you have to earn it. Like one of the most famous ones in the world was a black kid from Memphis.
Oh, really?
Well, he's not a kid anymore, but he's a black guy from Memphis, and it kind of came from an urban ghetto background and stuff, like his surroundings, and he became like
a sommelier. Like you're not thinking,
yeah. You don't really think sommelier, and he's actually got a story or a movie about him on Netflix about the whole thing.
Of course, Netflix picked that up.
But I will say it's pretty good.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm just saying Netflix is
kind of
yeah. Well, no, I mean, they'll pick anything up. Like they're so starved for any content. You can just throw them an idea, and movies are so cheap to make nowadays. It costs them like $30,000. You can
legitimately make a Netflix movie on your phone.
Yeah,
not my iPhone 12, but the newer ones. And I'm about ready to finally break down and get a new phone. I want one with a really good camera.
What model is that one?
12 Pro.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, time to get one.
Well, I went through phones. I was the guy that got one the minute the new ones came. And finally I said, man, I am not going to do that this time. I'm going to hold this phone until it can't go no more. And it is finally slowed up, and it's getting to the point where
they're on the 16 now, I think. So that's
yeah, I mean, I've gotten my money's worth out of it, but that's so dang expensive. It's like what, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for a phone. I was like, man, it's got to last longer than 2 years.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And now, I mean, you like remember back in the early 2000s, you would have to like buy your phone or whatever it was, and now it's just kind of you're like renting a phone, is what it seems like, right? Because you pay that little payment on them.
Yeah, and then they rip your head off if you don't trade it in.
Yeah. Talking about salesmen, Clay. You like those salesmen, the phone store people?
Well,
yeah, those are the other ones.
I do it all online.
Yeah, I do. Well, yeah, I usually do. I had to go to one yesterday, but it's but if you the old school, like if you used to go to like Sell Your South back in the day, I felt like you're getting. It reminded me of like dealing with my dad's people, where like in a Middle Eastern store where people are shaking you down, like you won't buy a phone now, I even got talked into like some weird, I don't think it was a BlackBerry, but it was something like that back then, maybe around 2006. And they just convinced me to buy this thing. Then when I got it, I couldn't figure out how to use it.
I had a Sidekick. Where the screen flipped up. It was like the first.
Oh yeah.
You could actually play on MySpace on your phone back in the day. So
I'm remembering
the T-Mobile Sidekick.
That was the only kind of cool thing before, because I remember I had C-Spire until 2016. Start Yourself C-Spire, but they didn't get C-Spire didn't get the iPhone until around 2010 or something.
No, yeah, they had the HTC or whatever it was, the Android and all that.
So you could constantly like get a different. You didn't know what kind of phone you were going to pick out the next year or like every year. For a while there, it was kind of going like that until the iPhone came around.
Yeah, AT&T had a long-term exclusivity or Singular at the time when they launched had an exclusivity on the iPhone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I remember that actually.
Yeah, I watched a little documentary. I watched a movie the other day. Actually, it was the BlackBerry movie about the history of BlackBerry.
Oh yeah,
it was a biopic about the BlackBerry. It's on Hulu.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that's right. Yeah.
It's look, it's like a C-tier movie, but for a tech nerd, like I am a tech nerd.
Yeah,
I love tech stuff, and that's why it's killing me to not have the newest of the new phone.
Right.
But the if you want kind of like the history of we always tell the Steve Jobs story. Like everybody knows that.
I've watched every Apple movie documentary there is, probably.
The BlackBerry story is equally as interesting.
Is it? Okay. I know you were telling me to watch it. I'll try to catch that this week.
It's only like an hour and a half, so it's not a hard watch. It's just called BlackBerry. Just type BlackBerry into Hulu.
Do people still use BlackBerries now?
Man, I think some government stuff still use them because of the secure email stuff.
That's what I remember. like I remember reading that like the government still carried them occasionally, but that was a few years ago. I didn't know if they'd stopped and moved on.
Yeah, well, it talks about how basically their refusal to move away from the QWERTY keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call that thing, the QWERTY
Right.
keyboard. How that ended up kind of being their downfall when everybody was wanting to move to the touchscreen keyboards, and they thought it was just going to be a fad. And I agree with them, and they kind of came up with this bastardized version that you could flip, and it could be either or.
Yeah,
it would slide up, and I remember that, and I'm like, man, I would love to have that phone. I would love to be able to slide my iPhone up and actually have a real keyboard. But it was what I loved about the BlackBerry, being able to hold it like that, be able to hold it regularly, and type boom, 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 boom. Shaun, I could drive, have my BlackBerry down by my side, and type a book without a single grammatical error.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that wasn't just because I'm an idiot. But there were grammatical errors.
I was the grammatical error.
I was the grammatical error,
not the phone.
Yeah, not the phone. It wasn't mistyping words. Right. I mean, I may have some of my Ebonics and Pig Latin slang in there, but it wasn't. Yeah. But it wasn't due to the phone. All right, let's take a break. Come back and actually get on this political stuff, man. We got a lot to hit in a short time to get there. We'll be right back with Shaun Yurtkuran here live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. Guys, if y'all looking for somewhere to eat pizza tonight, get out to Acme Pizza and Daiquiris, Fannin Mart on the res, WYAB's very own, not Chip, but Chris Davis, our news guy. He's also one of these solo entertainers that gets up there and plays guitar, keyboard, all that good stuff, and sings for you. He's a song and dance man. He's going to be out there live tonight. Swing by, see Chris, meet Chris, say hey to Chip. They got 9 different frozen daiquiris on tap. I think 10 or 12 different specialty pizzas. And of course, look, every pizza can be a specialty pizza. If you can dream it, they can build it. Try the Wheel of Flavor. 3 different specialty pizzas piled onto one pie, so you can experiment some things without having to commit to a whole large pizza. You know, my favorite ain't changed. It's still the pig. And that's what I think you should go by there and try. They open at 4:00 today, and they're open late. Available on all major food delivery apps, including locally owned Take a Break deliveries. That's Acme Pizza and Daiquiris. We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Keep it short and sweet. Guys, if you're looking for somewhere to eat today, swing by Burgers, Blues, Barbecue. All 3 great locations ready to serve you. And I don't know how quick you got to get the order in, but if you're doing some tailgating this weekend, call them now at B3 Catering and take advantage of one of their huge pans of brisket and rotel, or just rotel, chips and rotel, pulled pork. They got it all. And these pans feed up to 25 people, at least on the chips and dip. Check them out. And of course, they got your blue plate specials at all 3 great locations. It's Fried Fish Friday. They also have hamburger steak and red beans and rice with country please and sausage available. Or if you're hungry right now, the Madison location has breakfast cooking. Swing by, grab a Southern style chicken biscuit or one of their other great breakfast items. You can get a whole breakfast plate. It's more than just sausage and biscuits and chicken biscuits at Burgers, Blues, Barbecue. They got healthy options and they got Southern options. Either one sounds great in the morning times from Burgers, Blues, Barbecue. 3 great locations to serve you. They've all got bars. They've all got TVs. They've all got great food. Pick the one that's closest to you. Swing by, enjoy it. Whether it's downtown Brandon over by my house, call me if you're in downtown Brandon. I might come by and have an adult beer and some Nashville hot wings with you. Or Flowwood right there in front of Dogwood. And of course, Main Street in Madison. That's Burgers, Blues, Barbecue. The website, burgersblues.com. burgersblues.com. All the catering and tailgating platter information is available there. And you can also order online and have it delivered directly from the website. The website is tied into locally owned Take a Break deliveries. You can order online and boom, have it delivered to your house directly from the Burgers Blues website. You don't have to go to another site. That's awesome. And of course, you can order for pickup as well. burgersblues.com. All right, Shaun Yurtkuran.
Mm-hmm.
Your buddy Scott Clone.
Yep. Yes, he is. He's a good friend. I've known him for quite a while.
You know, now I knew he had taken some money from George Soros.
Yeah, back in 2015. Right?
I did not know it was $750,000.
It's quite a bit. Sure.
$726 or $716,000.
Russ Latino had it up yesterday.
Yeah, and that's when I saw it was what Russ posted. That's a lot of money from an evil man.
Yeah, he took the money for sure. You know, the
I mean, I would have too. I mean, to be 100% honest with you, George Soros came by and said, I want to fund the Clay Edwards show and scratches $750,000. Clay, I would be lying to y'all. Now, I wouldn't say I would take the money and run.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying I would give him what he paid for, but I would absolutely take the money and then we could fight about it later.
And that's the thing with Scott, you know, and I was telling Russ that too, I think on his thread, the bad thing is because especially like in the South, the George Soros tag is terrible, right? That's terrible for your electoral prospects. But he has as DA, he has not acted upon like where you think of the Soros prosecutors that we talk about, which is true. I do agree with that because having been a prosecutor so long, I've seen
pro-criminal.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of those, and it's been a really tragedy for a lot of those towns for sure. But Scott Clem is not one of those. So.
Let me ask you this: he's your friend.
Yeah,
I trust you a lot when it comes to crime. I know you're pro lock them up. Yeah. You're not a soft on crime guy.
Even though I'm a criminal defense lawyer, you know, but still, when it comes to like, I don't want to get robbed either.
Right.
You know, I'm defending people's rights, but yeah.
So in a couple minutes or less, sell people on why you think Scott Cologne would be a suitable replacement for Cindy Hyde-Smith. Like sell them beyond the George Soros stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting about Scott. So he beat a 30-year incumbent, Forrest Allgood. Have you ever heard of him before? He was the DA out there.
I don't know much about him, but the name's very familiar.
Yeah, you should watch. There's a Netflix documentary called The Innocence Files. It came out several years ago. It's about and there's several books written about this. One, I think John Grisham wrote one about what's called Kennedy Brewer, who one of my really good friends represented in the early 90s, and a man named Levon Brooks, who were both convicted of the murder of small children in Noxubee County back in the early 90s. And Kenny Brewer was actually put on death row. And they were wrongfully convicted, and those cases were overturned, you know, by the Innocence Project years later. And the reason I bring that up is because Forrest Allgood, the DA at the time, had a pattern of just, I guess you would call, unfair prosecutorial actions over decades. That was a problem in that district, which encompasses, I believe, Oktibbeha, Noxubee, Clay County, and I forget the other one.
The Golden Triangle.
Yeah, that area. So the frustration built so much where Scott Cologne, his father, is a man named Will Cologne, who's a pretty prominent lawyer in the state. He's
very well-respected fellow, right?
Right. I think he actually worked for Ronald Reagan. He's been on the Republican
conservative
side.
guy, right?
Yeah, he's conservative.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, when Cologne was nominated for the federal bench by President Biden, the Republicans in the state, except for Cindy Hyde-Smith, all recommended him. Wicker, Haley Barbour, Phil Bryant, the list of them all, you know, because then they've known him and his family. And so what he was able in 2015 when he took the Soros money, and I kind of understand why he did, because you're going against a 30-year incumbent. And he was a young guy. He's maybe a couple years younger than me. So at the time we were like in our mid-30s. And he was going against a 30-year incumbent. And he ended up winning that race in a majority white district, you know. And
for those that don't know, he's a black guy.
He's a black guy, yeah. And that just, you know, he has that kind of appeal where he doesn't, you know, he's not looking at people's race. He can just kind of reach out, I think, to all people. And now the voters have, you know, reelected him, 2 more times since then? One more. 2015, 2019, and 23. Yeah, 2 more times. Yeah. So he's been like 3 times in a majority white district. And you know, the people there are pretty happy with the job he's done. I've had several close friends that have worked for him and said that he is the best boss. And these guys are professional prosecutors that say he's the best guy that they've ever worked for, and that he takes it real serious. And he doesn't do what the Soros thing that you would think. He locks them up.
So now what scares me though is he is a Democrat.
Yeah, sure.
And we're not talking about county prosecution here.
Right.
We're talking about being a senator.
Yeah.
For the state of Mississippi, when we have paper thin margins in DC for getting things done in this country and getting laws passed and whatnot that we want is the Trump agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously that's where I believe that these mainstream parties, these industrial complexes, whether it's the Democrat or the GOP, and that's why it's so hard to beat an incumbent, because even as unhappy as I can be at times with a Cindy Hyde-Smith or a Michael Guest or whatever, I'm still going to go vote for them over a Democrat, because I just can't trust that. Even if I like the Democrat guy, even though I have a personal relationship, it would be hard knowing that I'm afraid that they go up there, and we see it here on the statewide level as well. They got to go follow the party or whatever the party's going to do, or the party's going to come after them. And I'm going to use a school choice here for an example without diving into it. A lot of the guys have been told by leadership down at the Capitol and by leadership from the very top of the state that if they vote against school choice, they are leadership. The party is going to run somebody against them. They are going to be primaried. Anybody that votes against school choice is going to be primaried on the conservative side. So I say all that.
Who's going to primary them?
The state House leadership.
If they're voting against school choice.
If they vote against school choice,
I thought it was you say if they're voting for it.
Yeah. So and so that just says you take that and take it to DC.
Yeah.
Even if Scott wants to, if he becomes the senator, even if he doesn't, even if he wants to vote for what he thinks best for Mississippi, well, leadership, you know how this works. That ain't what they're going to want. Let's say it's abortion. Let's say it's gun stuff, something like that.
Right.
These hyper polarizing topics. What side does he fall on? Does he go with leadership, or does he go with what Mississippians want best?
You know, if I'm being truly honest, I agree. I think it does create an issue on that front. I think, but there is an example of this where I would say, like Doug Jones, you know, the former senator in Alabama, Democrat, who beat was Roy Moore, the judge with the, I don't know, like alleged sex scandals or whatever it was.
And Moore was a Trump guy, right? Or Trump supported Moore.
He did, and then
I kind of vaguely remember all that.
And Doug Jones beat him. He was a longtime prosecutor and prosecuted a lot of, I think, civil rights cases. Anyway, I know that he had a pretty conservative voting record, but then of course there were times when, I mean, that he did, I think, go with the Democratic Party nationally. But I mean, if you would rate him, I think naturally, if you're a Democrat elected in the South, you're going to have to be more conservative than the party overall. You just have to, because you can't stay elected. Like, how are you going to, you're not going to be you're not going to act like Elizabeth Warren. You know what I mean? Yeah. You just can't really do that if you're a Democrat in the South. I think so. I mean, especially, you know, a state like Mississippi, where you've got two Democratic senators in Georgia, a little bit of a different deal there, where the state is a little more 50-50, you know, close range. But here, I think you would have to be even more conservative to stay in office, you know. But I think, you know, and you're right about like the difference between a county prosecutor. The only thing I can say is the guy is he's held that together in a district that I would assume is more Republican than it is Democrat.
We got a comment here on X from Bourbon Diplomacy, and he says if Scott Cologne took money from George Soros, the bill will come due.
Well, I mean, that was, you know, 10 years ago, and you know, I invite anybody to look at Scott's record in terms of prosecution. I don't know that you're going to find many better DAs in the state that's done what he's done over there. Just in my opinion, but I think I don't know that he's done it. I don't think there's many accusations like he's been soft on crime at all. Like this is not doesn't exist. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't exist with other Soros prosecutors, even in this state, you know, that we've seen.
Jody Owens.
Yeah. I mean, right, exactly. And there's been other ones that were funded too. Same. So that's not like an unfair assumption either. That would be an issue. I'm just saying it's not an issue with him.
All right, let's take a break. I'm enjoying this conversation. If you guys want to engage with us this morning, we may take some calls in hour 2. The phone number, the Mazda of Jackson phone number, 601-879-0002. Get by Mazda of Jackson this weekend, fellas, ladies. Check out the all-new CX-90 and some of the other vehicles. Did you know that every new Mazda comes with a year free basic maintenance? That's your oil changes, tire rotations, all of that stuff. And also includes a lifetime powertrain warranty. Those things, it's not some sales gimmick either. I'm telling you, after 12 years in the car business, I worked at Patty Peck Honda. They also offered that. And that's the real deal. I saw 300,000 mile cars come in and get the engines replaced. You got to follow a few little rules, like make sure you get the oil changed at a Mazda dealership or whatever, a few little things. But if you know that a free motor or transmission at high mileage is on the other side of following those rules, you'll find a way to follow them if that's important to you, if you plan on keeping it long enough. But that aside, swing by, see them today, shop them online. Welcome back in, guys. We got about 20 seconds here. Coming up in hour 2, we're going to talk some sports. I want to talk a little football with Shaun about the upcoming games this weekend, but we're going to get into the Robert F. Kennedy debacle at Congress yesterday. It was insane. If you missed it, him and Elizabeth Warren went round for round, and so will we. We'll be right back. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
All right, guys, y'all don't go anywhere. When Shaun and I return, we're going to break down a little bit more on this Scott Cologne, Cindy Hyde-Smith thing, possibly. But I want to jump into the military in Jackson. Does Shaun think that's a good idea as an actual Jackson resident? I want to get his thoughts on that. And as I just said, Robert F. Kennedy and Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, went round and round yesterday. It was quite entertaining. Is this what we voted for? Abso-fucking-lutely. We'll be right back. This is the Clay Edwards Show with my good friend and yours, the best defense attorney in the state of Mississippi, Mr. Shaun Yurtkuran. Shaun, while we got a second here, plug what you're doing, brother.
Which part? There's a lot of stuff.
What do you want to? What do you want to promote?
It's
you're still a lawyer.
Yeah, that's what and a busy one. Thankfully, it's been great. Where I'm also working on the YouTube channel, which we've been plugging, doing videos every day on.
Tell people how to follow you.
Yeah, it's at the Bench and Bar Show. That's the handle, but it's called Both Sides of the Bench. If you put that in,
you will find it if you just type in Both Sides of the Bench, Shaun Yurtkuran, something like that. It will pop up. I found it really easy the other day and went and subscribed myself.
I'm just doing breakdown of the big trials in America right now and I can kind of give you the prosecution and defense perspectives on them. Lindsay's done a few of them with me. I'm going to bring in some people that have been prosecutors around here. They're going to do some shows with me on there. So I'm trying to grow it. It's, in the beginning, but I got a bunch of episodes up and clips and stuff. So check it out.
All right. Where now you've created some new social media handles. Tell everybody about those and where they can find you at and how to find you.
My Instagram is Yurtkuran Law, which is my last name in law. And you can find that.
Tell people how to spell your last name.
It's Yurt, as in Tom, Kuran, then law, just Yurtkuran Law. So, and if
just on Instagram, did you do a TikTok?
I have not done that yet, but that's next. I know I'm running out of hours in the day.
Well,
you got me even doing the LinkedIn thing. I mean, I had a LinkedIn up already, but I never really posted anything on it.
With the Instagram and TikTok, I created the two, the @Clay Edwards Show, just basically to own my handles.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And all those reels, I don't want to clutter down my big platforms with all the reels of the show because the algorithm doesn't necessarily love them, and they'll kind of favor your content based on how your previous content did. So I noticed that when I was kind of loading it up with filler content, these show clips, that it was hurting me in the long run by kind of putting filler content up there. But I still wanted to put this content up there because you do get a diamond in the rough every now and then with it, and something will go viral. So what I did was, let me just literally promote the show. So just the reels from the show, they all go to the @Clay Edwards Show, Instagram, TikTok, and I do the X also because I'm not very active on X. I just push it all there too. And I'm saying some of them get 5,000-10,000 views, which I'm very happy with. Some of them get 100.
You never know. That's the way with my YouTube. I got really into the
I do send them all. They do all go to the Save JXN YouTube as well. The shorts there.
The shorts, some will get like a couple thousand views and some will get 400. You never know how it goes.
Well, I don't want to clutter the news feed on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not. So
I don't. Which I will every now and then. I just say screw it and do it. But on the on YouTube Shorts, you can put 1,000 YouTube Shorts up.
Yeah.
You're not cluttering anybody's feed.
No, nothing at all. It works fine there.
And I also don't mind doing that on TikTok or Instagram. Like I just flood the zone.
Yeah, Instagram too, I think is okay because it's just supposed to be images and stuff like that anyway. So videos and
it is. And it's also the way the algorithms work is they're only going to show that unless people go to your page or they're set up to get notifications every time you post. But I don't advise anybody to do that with me on Instagram or TikTok because you're going to get a lot of notifications. Just the way the algorithm works and the keywords. And
I think I had to unfollow your Facebook at one point where I just go look at it every day instead of because I got too many notifications or whatever.
Yeah. And because I'm posting 10, 12, 13 times a day. Well, they're paying me.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean,
and also, but unless you have signed up for notifications, they're not going to show you every post I post. They just, Facebook just ain't going to do that. So, and none of them are anyway. And I like that because I don't have to hear from people, you post too much. Like I haven't heard that in years. And I post more than I've ever posted.
Or like the people that would tag @ followers, that always drives me nuts.
Yeah, they took that away.
Is that gone now?
I think you can tag top fans.
Oh, okay.
Or if you can tag all followers. I actually tried to do it the other day. Because once in a blue moon, if I got something I truly want to promote.
If it's like some huge story, right, that came out or whatever. Yeah.
Or I got a video that I need to hit. Or something I really think people will find interesting, I would do it. But now I kind of just do like once in a blue moon, I'll do the @top fans or something like that. All right, let's take this break so Shaun and I can get ready for the next hour. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank y'all for watching online this morning. Hit share. Don't forget that today is the last day that this show will stream on Facebook. It will continue everywhere else, but I will not stream on Facebook anymore after today. I'm going to put all my eggs in the YouTube basket, so to say. It's going to go to X and Rumble also, but that's just because of diehard people there. I do believe that people who watch on Facebook will, in fact, migrate over to YouTube. And if you don't, the show will be posted without ads at 7 p.m. That's when Facebook tells me it's the most people are online, the most people are watching. So that's when we will put it up there for your evening time enjoyment after dinner and everything. That day's show will be posted at 7 p.m. with no commercials. You got the live reads. I ain't taking them out. They pay the bills. But otherwise, no ads, 7 p.m., but no more live stream. Go follow me on YouTube at SaveJXN and set up for notifications, and you'll get a notification every time I go live. All right, we'll be right back on WYAB or online. Boom goes the dynamite. It's a FAFO Fool Around and Find Out Friday here on the Clay Edwards Show with my guest host here on Fridays. Whenever he does have the schedule, the free time to make it, he does. That's Mr. Shaun Yurtkuran, attorney at law. If you guys catch yourself in a pickle this weekend, you shouldn't be drinking and driving, but God forbid you do and you get in trouble, reach out to Shaun at onetextlaw.com. That's one, the number or the letter. He owns both versions of it.
Yep.
Onetextlaw.com, and let Shaun get you taken care of. Shaun, let's just say they're in jail and they can't go to onetextlaw. Well, you're not a bail bondsman, so it don't matter.
Yeah,
just
call Emily at Liberty Bail Bonds. That's my friend, and she can help you out. She
Yep.
will at Liberty. They have Jody Wages owns that place. It's a great organization. So call them; they will get you out.
Yep.
And then they call me after that. But also, if you get pulled over, you're drinking and driving, please, for the love of God, don't say you had 2 beers to the cops. Just don't say it, because everybody says that and they know that, and everybody laughs about it. Because I mean, it seems like everybody, Clay, goes to the bar and had 2 beers. Like, have you ever met anybody who went to the bar and had 2 beers? Never. You've never met that person.
No, we used to have a guy, we nicknamed him Two Beer, because he would drink 2 beers and get irrationally wasted, and it was no fun to be around.
Well, every arrest report, police report I've ever read when it comes to a DUI, that people are, it's always like, and the suspect was pulled over and said that they had, when asked if they'd been drinking, they had 2 beers. Like, no one says 3 or 4 or 1. It's always 2. And the cops know, that gives them probable cause. They're like, oh, well, guess you've been drinking. And it's more than 2, obviously. Even if you smell like you just, showered in Jim Beam, it's still 2 beers for everybody.
2 beers. Shaun, real quick, I do have to do a little ad read here, other than Yurtkuran Law Firm. Core Wellness and Therapy. Guys, ladies, get over there. You're going to be doing some, are you going to plan on doing any abusing of the beers and the alcohols this weekend while you're tailgating? Let me give you a little pro tip here. Hydrate, and hydrate well, and hydrate often. And a pro tip, a pro level hydration, is going to Core Wellness and Therapy and getting one of their IV hydration drips put into your body. And it's a prevent defense of sorts. You get prehydrated to the gills, to the max, to the 11. When the knob goes to 10, they take it to 11 at Core Wellness and Therapy. They have one called the Overindulgence, which is absolutely perfect for jumping in front of a little bit of too much good times. Thank me later. That's all I got to say. They have another one called the Mega Metabolism that I like a lot. It's not about alcohol or whatever. It's about getting energy and reaching your peak potential as a human being. It lasts about 3 or 4 days, and you will be the most productive you have ever been. I've done it twice now. It's a little pricey, but when you know you got to pull out the big job, you're working at Expo, you got something going on, or you're going to be going out of town to the games, you're going to be doing a lot, staying busy, you're going to need that energy. Get a Mega Metabolism IV drip from Core Wellness and Therapy, or try one of their multitude of others. They have the NAD, they have the general vitamin ones, all sorts of stuff. Reach out to them and see what's best for you. And also they have the cryotherapy. They have the lymphatic drainage massage boots, which I absolutely love. They have the red light therapy. They have the infrared sauna. They have not a decompression chamber, a hyperbaric chamber. They offer spray tans, all sorts of different things there to hack your DNA and hack your body and kind of help you find the fountain of youth and start feeling better. I swear by it. I told Shaun I hadn't been this week, and I can 100% tell how sore I am from rucking and working out every day. and not going to core this week. I kind of wanted to do it as an experiment.
See how bad you would feel.
To see, because sometimes just everything's working right and you're just doing all of it and you can't really tell what works and what doesn't, but it's just all working. So for a week, I intentionally removed core from the program, and I can 100% tell you that without going and doing red light and cryo daily, while I'm still doing my working out and stuff, I feel my age.
Yeah.
I 100% feel my age, and I am not going to waste any time. I'm going by there today. I'm not waiting. The week is over. I'm going by there today, and I'll probably be by there tomorrow as well. I just enjoy doing it. The staff is so nice and cool to hang out with and chop it up with, and just so very, very courteous. That's Core Wellness and Therapy right there at the township in Ridgeland, right across from a Sombra Mexican restaurant there inside the township, right off Highland Colony. Check them out, and you will absolutely thank me later. And you'll never know who you'll run into there. I don't want to go dropping any names, but Shaun ran into the mayor of one of our local towns.
I did.
They're very unexpected. If you had told me to list the mayors that you would run into at Core, it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been this one.
No, that was interesting.
Yeah, no doubt. So good stuff there. Y'all check them out. Core Wellness and Therapy. All right, Shaun Yurtkuran. Let me pull this video up here real quick. James O'Keefe. I want to talk about that real quick.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot.
I actually posted that we were going to talk about that. James O'Keefe and the Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
He has released a video. I've got it on my phone here, but the title of the video is Breaking this morning. In a hidden video by James O'Keefe, Trump's Department of Justice acting deputy chief brags the FBI is redacting Republican names and only leaving Democrats in the Epstein files. He also admits Ghislaine Maxwell was transferred to, quote, keep her mouth shut. The Justice Department responds overnight with a copy of the letter this guy sent to the supervisors claiming he, hold on a second, sorry, I'm trying to multitask here, claiming he was duped by O'Keefe's undercover journalist who he matched with on an online dating app. So he's gay, which there's no problem with that.
Wait, was he? I thought he was out with a girl.
Was it a girl?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure he was out with a girl. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's usually gay guys. Well, they said on the Democrat side, it's always been gay guys. And I'm not just saying that.
Wait, you're talking about the DOJ official?
Yeah.
No, he's that works for I think he's acting chief deputy or something. Is what I read on O'Keefe said.
Yeah.
And I think he was out. No, he's out with a woman who was like an agent for them or something.
Okay, what's it? Duped by O'Keefe's undercover agent.
Yeah, it was a
undercover
girl.
Journalist who he matched with on a dating app. It's usually gay guys.
Okay.
So that's why I just assumed.
Well, Hinge is kind of like I guess that you can do, but Hinge is kind of a straight dating app, right?
Yeah. Well, he didn't mention which one.
Yeah, it's Hinge.
It's
Hinge. Yeah, it was Hinge.
Let's see here. Let me go to Kevin Steele. Kevin Steele is a great follow on social media, y'all. On Facebook, by the way, he's a journalist. He's a internet journalist out of Houston, the Houston area, but he does a lot of national stuff. I've got to know him just a little bit here over the last few months, and he does great content. But we're pulling this video up here real quick. All right, here we go. Bear with me 1 second while I get it queued up here for the online audience to be able to hear as well. And online, y'all know how this goes. I can't guarantee that the quality of this. And I got to keep my finger on the dump button because I have not had a chance to pre-listen to this. I hope there's no curse word, but there are drinking at a bar. So we'll see. This is Joseph Schnitt, acting deputy chief officer of enforcement operations with the DOJ, which is now the Department of War, by the way, which I love. All right, here we go.
Do exist.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of pages of files. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal Democratic people in those files.
I think they visited that Maxwell person.
Yeah.
And also involved.
Got transferred to a minimum security prison too recently, which is against BOP policy because she's a convicted sex offender. They're offering her something to keep it on show.
That was the acting deputy chief of the Office of Enforcement Operations, Joseph Schnitt, telling a stranger about the FBI and DOJ's handling of the Epstein files. Schnitt, who works at a high level inside the Department of Justice, goes on to comment on the inconsistent statements, special treatment of Ghislaine Maxwell, and the blatant backtracking on promises of transparency.
And what do you do for work again?
I work for the Department of Justice.
Okay.
Been there like 23 years. I'm an analyst. I'll be acting deputy chief of our office for a few months starting next.
Was going to be acting.
Yeah, it
was going to be. Y'all can go find that. If just an easy way to find it right now is that just go to Kevin Steele. That's Steele on Facebook, and he's a former news director or anchor with several stations out of Houston, and he's an independent journalist now. And he's got that video as the top post on his page there, and you can go watch that or go find James O'Keefe or wherever you consume content. I'm just telling you where I'm watching it at. Shaun, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to toe the party line here. I got a problem with it.
It's not good. It's not good. I mean, I guess there's I
don't want to hear people say, "Oh, well, the Democrats would do it too." Yeah, well, I don't want to. That shouldn't be the bar.
Yeah. I guess the defense to him would be like he was just trying to impress a woman, right? That's what, if you're him, that's what you're going to say.
Well, I'm going to suspend disbelief and just assume that he's telling the truth.
Yeah. No, I mean,
for the sake of this, and then we can decide if was he doing it for clout or for the, you know what I mean?
Right.
But just for the sake of this conversation, let's pretend that he's telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's telling the truth, I got a big problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly scary. I mean, didn't they have some kind of file review where they were trying to redact or like at least mark certain names that were in the files back in February? They got like 1,000 FBI workers or something like that. I thought I read something to that effect, something like that.
I don't recall, but I have not been knee deep in it. I've kind of on the surface level paying attention with the Epstein stuff. It ain't been my hill to die on just because it's drug out so long that I don't even know what the hill to die on would be anymore. I did watch after we got off the phone, after we got through texting last night when the game went to the weather delay. I watched a 30-minute interview that NBC or somebody like that did with the victims.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The girls or whatever. It was kind of interesting. And my thing is this. So here's I'm starting to turn the corner a little bit on this Epstein stuff where I'm moving into the IDGAF, the I don't give a F.
Oh, God.
Era. I'm in my IDGAF era on this thing because the so-called victims, the prostitutes, got up there and they did a press conference and they're threatening to release the names. What they're doing is they're saying, pay us and we'll keep keeping our mouths shut. At this point, y'all are as bad as they are. Either release the names of the people who pedophiled you or shut up.
I thought they were telling the Department of Justice to do it or they do it. I thought that was the context.
Well, I mean, if you know the names, just do it. I mean, this ain't something that just happened. Like, if you're going to take the time to get attorneys and have a press conference and do all this stuff, just tell the people who the people are and then deal with the fallout.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you ain't lying, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You know, of course, there's concerned about being killed and this, that, and the other.
Well, I mean, I guess that, you're talking because like one name I heard, and you might have seen this, was like John Paulson, the big Republican billionaire donor guy that came out yesterday. Oh, I don't know how accurate it is, but it's yeah, and you know he's a huge Republican donor, and he's been listed he was listed in what's called Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book, and I saw that actually on X yesterday. Then I pulled it up, so like that was one, and that guy's like super powerful. So there's a lot of powerful people, I guess, in my point on these lists, and whether I don't know, whether they're Republican or Democrat, I assume they're both. Whatever or if they're rich, it doesn't. If you're rich, you really don't have a party platform. You have both parties. That's what you do when you're that kind of wealthy. Like you don't really have your political position is owning both. Right. That's your political position. You don't really, get hung up on abortion and, things like that. That's not what you do.
Like Jamie Dimon is a conservative right now. But he was a Democrat for that. I mean, just
like Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg are like, we're all, I mean, they're whatever they gotta be because they're that wealthy. You have the luxury of, I mean, I guess you don't really need political positions when you've got millions. You just don't.
I mean, it's like Elon right now. I mean, Elon's conservative because that's best for business.
Yeah.
That's it. So, I don't take anything that a billionaire says politically at heart. Like you're maintaining your fortune and your businesses and you're doing
which I would do too. I mean, that would be me. I'd be like, yes, I'm gonna, try to buy politicians from both parties. Hell yeah,
100%. So maybe he's a Republican donor. I'm sure you can find some where he donated to some Democrats as well.
Oh, I'm sure. If you've got over $1 billion, you've given money to everybody regardless of political party. You don't care.
Because you may have to do business in a state that is predominantly Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who are you gonna give money to? Democrats.
You don't like. you don't have, I guess, convictions of like issues when you're that wealthy. You just have one conviction: maintaining your wealth and growing it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you can't be a Christian and be against abortion, but that's not you're not in the culture war,
No.
ground level fighting those fights. Democrats do for whatever reason, but conservatives don't. Like Democrats, seem to like I don't know if it's a virtue signal or whatever to have to be pro-abortion and everything. Like you got to check off these boxes, but at least on the conservative side, it's when you get these conservative billionaires, you don't seem to find them in the thick of things fighting it out,
like for some cause or whatever. Like I'm in Darfur, like
yeah, like George Soros is all in the thick of the culture war for some reason.
Right. And I wonder, that's a good point. Has George Soros ever donated to a Republican before? Or has a Republican ever taken his money? He's like 90, so in his history of his life, I'm curious to know that now. I never really thought about that because you always associate him with being such a liberal benefactor that you wouldn't. But I mean, he's one of the richest people in the world, isn't he?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's given money to Republicans over the years. That I just never really looked that up.
Ask your little assistant.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm wondering, because I mean, if conventional wisdom fits, then you would think you must have. I mean, and I would think that when time before his name was, because you'd think his name was probably become more toxic over the last decade than it ever was. I mean, it was before, but not to the level that it is now.
Right.
So like in 1995, do Republicans, did Newt Gingrich take money from George Soros? Maybe. I mean, because he's that wealthy.
Let's take a break. We'll see if we can find that answer during the break. Y'all don't go anywhere. This is the Clay Edwards Show with Shaun Yurtkuran here on WYAB. It's a fool around and find out Friday. Today, big football weekend coming up. Where are you going to be watching the games at? I recommend swinging by and checking them out at McBee's Bar and Grill. They got an all-new 100-inch TV out on the patio, as well as all the 60 and 70-inch or whatever size they are. They're big TVs. They got them littered all throughout the building. Swing by, watch your favorite game, grab a cold drink, enjoy the great staff, the great food, and more. And don't forget, it's a fried catfish Friday. They're on the Blue Plate special as well. Don't want catfish? They got country fried steak or grilled chicken as well on the Blue Plate, and you can always just order off the menu. Your boy likes the red beans and rice and the club sandwich, but they got so many more options. I saw somebody had one of their salads the other day, and it had more meat on it than anything else on the menu, I think. I don't remember which salad it was. It had a bunch of ham and turkey and all that stuff. But, man, I mean, it was massive. There's no way one person could eat it all. I dare you. I dare you to try. Swing by McBee's, Lake Harbor Drive, Buzzing the Res since 1982. We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here live on WYAB. We're in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. Oh, man, let's see. Shaun, have you been to the Manship lately?
Yeah, I'm always go there, but I mean, it's probably been a couple of weeks, but I'm there generally. Yes.
Man, I tell you what, they got one of the best blue plates in town. And of course, everybody knows they got what they do at dinner time and everything with their meals. But if you guys want to go experience one of Jackson's finest restaurants,
it's great. It's great.
And get in there on a budget and not break the bank, consider their blue plate special. It's whatever it is of the day. It's usually fish tacos on Fridays, I think. $15. And you're going to be full. You get plenty of food there. Just because you're able to get high quality doesn't mean they're skimping on it. It's all cooked by chef. It's phenomenal. Try the blue plate any day they got it. Their fried chicken, maybe some of the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life. If you catch the fried chicken day, I was just blunt. The macaroni and cheese is the best macaroni and cheese in town. And I don't say that lightly. And it's actually the white cheddar that they use too, instead of the orange cheddar. It is so good. It may not even be cheddar. I just assume it is, but it's fine is what it is. And also they have their $5 bourbon shots of their specialty, their private barrel select options at happy hour. You can get their stone, their fire grill, fire oven fire. How do you say it?
Fire pizza, right?
What is it?
Wood fire.
Wood fire.
Yeah.
Thank you. Brain fart over here. Their wood-fired pizzas are half price at happy hour.
Yeah.
I like the margarita. I think it's margarita. The margarita is my personal favorite with the tomatoes on it. It's really, really good. They have the sausage one as well. You can't go wrong. The steaks, everything else. They do pork very, very well there. But swing by, check them out today, right across from the Baptist Hospital there in the same building as the parking garage. Right on the old location of the OG Kiefer's in the You can't go wrong. Swing by, check them out. That's the Manship. Man, it's voted one of the top 75 bourbon bars in all of America. All of America.
It's got, I mean, Steven's got a heck of a collection over there.
We were
It is
talking about
something to see.
We were talking about sommeliers earlier. Whatever the bourbon version of a sommelier is, Stephen O'Neill is that. They probably have more private barrel. I think that's the way you call that, private select barrels of whiskey that were specifically bottled for them. I believe they have more than anybody else in the state.
They got a lot.
All the major brands.
You gotta, and I tell you, if he ever invites you to his house and tells you, do you want the one that'll make you really messed up or just okay? Don't be all strong and prideful and say, oh no, I can handle the really tough stuff, because that doesn't work well. At least it didn't for me. So
yeah, check it out, man. It's like as we get older, man, as guys, we like, I don't know what it is. It's like something about bourbon and cigars.
I know we
want to become aficionados. And I don't know if it's just follow the leader, but it's a hell of a road to go down. And Stephen has done such a phenomenal job there at the Manship, amassing one of the greatest bourbon selections in the country.
I also feel like it's one of those things where we're talking about bourbon, where I'll get like, have like an inferiority complex. I don't know anything about it. So people start talking about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great one there. The Jefferson, I don't know anything about it.
I had to Google how to sound like I knew what I was talking about when tasting bourbon.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Like just like things I could say where I don't look like an idiot. And I don't remember what they were off the top of my head, but there's like just some things you could safely say about everyone you test and not look stupid. And what is that actually?
I went to a bourbon party one time several years ago, and I had to go into Katz and ask them, like, look, I don't know anything, but what's going to make me look like I know something about it? And they recommended a certain brand that I bought.
Let's ask Grok. What are some common things I could say at a bourbon tasting to sound like I know what I'm talking about when I really don't?
That's I mean, it is one of those things.
To impress at a bourbon tasting without the know-how? Here's some lines that'll make you sound like a pro. Say something like, "This one's got a smoky finish with a hint of vanilla." Or,
that's it.
Okay, if you ever say something has a smoky finish with a hint of vanilla, I'm going to laugh my butt off. Like, I just can't see that. So you're like, oh, Shaun, this has a smoky finish with a hint of vanilla. Like, yeah.
Oh, let's see here. It says, wow. Okay. Yeah, all right. Here's what it says. So it says this one's got a smoky finish with a hint of vanilla, or I'm getting notes of caramel and oak, really smooth. People love hearing about nose or palate. You could go with the nose is rich, almost spicy, or wow, that tannin bites intense. If you're stuck, just nod and say it's got great legs. Works every time. Want more tips?
I'm Googling what is a tannin. Like I actually just did. I've heard of that before, but I don't know what it is exactly.
Like more tips, please.
More tips. If you say it like, I mean, what's next, Clay? You're gonna be like, oh, you're going over to Starbucks getting a pumpkin spice latte in a couple weeks. Because that just sounds like it.
Double mocha froca latte.
Yeah, Google
extra espresso.
What are the things to say when you're getting a pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks?
Okay, here's some other liners you can use so you sound like you know what you're talking about. I'm giving you guys some pro tips here this morning. Because if there's anybody out there pretending that they haven't been stuck and had to pretend they knew what they were talking about, you're lying. If you're saying you hadn't been this guy. Here we go. It says this one's got a robust mouthfeel, velvety, with just the right amount of heat on the swallow. I'm going to use that one again.
That sounds like a pickup line on Grindr.
I'm going to ask her.
It's like a pickup line on Grindr or something. Like,
that's what I'm going to ask her. Did it have a robust mouthfeel?
Oh God.
Was it robust with just the right amount of heat on the swallow?
You might get hit with that.
I'm detecting some rye influence here. That peppery kick really elevates the profile. God. How about this one? Aged to perfection, the barrel char comes through strong, balancing the sweetness beautifully. Here's another one. Notes of toffee. I'm trying to say it like I would.
Like you're British or something? I mean, is it?
Well, I'm trying to say it like I would if we were drinking right now and I was trying to impress Stephen O'Neill.
Right.
Ooh, notes of toffee.
I think you'd see through it.
Notes of toffee and leather on the palate. It's got that classic Kentucky hug. Or, quote, the proof is spot on. Not too hot, but enough to linger without being overpowering.
You know, who'd be really good at this? Kingfish. Like, I bet he knows all of this stuff that we're talking about right now.
And couldn't tell you the difference in a Heaven Hill or a Four Roses.
Yeah, exactly.
You could blind taste test them and it could all three be Heaven Hill. And he had himself worked up, imagining they were the most fancy of the fancy. I'm messing with Kingfish. I have no idea what Kingfish's bourbon aficionado level is. This is actually something that would be fun to do to Chip Matthews.
Oh, does he know a lot about bourbon?
Well, he has a lot of bourbons.
He's drank a lot of it. We don't know.
Chip has drank a lot of bourbons over the years, but
so have I. I just don't know anything.
Surprisingly, like Chip really does know a lot about bourbons and all the different liquors. He's always had from Fire forward. Yeah. His bars have always had a really good bourbon, and like Chip's bars are stocked.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is one of the things about Acme Pizza that I don't think they get the credit they deserve. Is this one of the, at least it was last time I was there, one of the more well-stocked bars out there. Another great one is Cypress Point, the tavern.
Yeah.
The whiskey bar there, the bourbon bar that Buddy McLean built. It is phenomenal. I mean, they got Pappy and all kinds of stuff. I mean, they got it all back there. Heck, Martin's out at Livingston, right? And downtown for that Jackson. Like our bars that are on this show, they are not just call liquor bars by no means.
Yeah.
You can go get
Joseph's got some nice stuff in the downtown.
They do.
Know, yeah.
At downtown and Livingston. You can go get some real deal bourbons and whatnot. Like we just always talk about bourbons, but there are other things that people like, scotches and vodkas and all that stuff. But like you don't meet too many vodka aficionados.
Well, because it's pretty much the same thing. Like and I drink that a lot. I'll go to the bar, have a vodka tonic, and they're like, "Oh, do you just want this kind or Tito's or well?" I'm like, "Just give me it's vodka. It tastes the same."
Well, you can Google it. There is no difference.
There's no difference.
There's very little difference. Now the way they're aged and some other things,
some of the flavored ones may be a little bit different.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, vodka is vodka. It's made one way.
Exactly. It's if you're getting the expensive vodka, I feel like it's kind of stupid.
You're just buying the bottle.
I mean, it's not really. There's no difference.
You're just buying. Now they will say there's what's that one that everybody likes that's like the
Tito's,
not Tito's, the other one that was famous before Tito's.
Absolute.
No, that's more of a call brand. It's more of a top shelf. It's got a knockoff that's made out of the same barrel, but it gives you a headache. I'll remember in a minute. Let's take a break, come back, and Shaun, let's talk about Robert Kennedy when we come back.
Okay.
Because I can talk about bourbons and vodkas and stuff all day long, and I just don't know that people want to hear that. Maybe they do.
It's Friday.
It is Friday. I want to talk about a little sports too, so we're going to make this Robert Kennedy stuff quick. We'll be right back with Shaun Yurtkuran here on WY. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here live on WYAB with Shaun Yurtkuran. Guys, I mentioned Cypress Point in that last little segment there. If you're looking for somewhere this weekend, it's kind of a one-stop shop. You want to take the kids on a safari ride, let them see all the exotic animals. You can do that there at Cypress Point. You want to go enjoy one of the best steaks in central Mississippi. You can do that there at the steakhouse or the tavern. Try the tomahawk ribeye. I got one for my birthday. Oh my goodness. Oh, so good. Oh, so good. But they're famous for is their lamb chop lollipops. And you won't get them for the price that they have them there anywhere. I'm pretty sure they're losing money to sell them to you. But their loss is your gain. They're so good. You can get them as an appetizer or a dish. I get two of them sometimes. I get one to eat there and one to take home. Like $23. You really can't beat that for that quality of a lamb chop on a lollipop or whatever. And they got this amazing like feta horseradish type dressing or something that you dip it in. Oh, I want some now just talking about it. But look, man, then you got Cameron's Garage over there with some of the best live entertainment all throughout the Southeast right there, whether it's acoustic acts unplugged. They got those in the tavern every night it's open. They also have the full bands outside on the patio stage. They have the acoustic acts inside the tavern. I mean, inside the Cameron's Garage there. Go by, check them out. It's the largest open air sports bar in Mississippi, I believe. It's got the big garage doors that go all the way around. They open up. It's like 40, 50 foot tall ceilings. It's huge in there. It's open air. They got fans. You don't get hot, so you ain't got to worry about that. And today, Friday, it's the ribeye steak sandwich I've been talking to so many of you guys and girls about. Shaun, I met one of our listeners yesterday, a fellow named Bobby. at Men's Health Mississippi. He was
Yep.
getting the free testosterone screening. So cool to meet somebody that was there because of the show.
Because of the show, yeah.
And he's like, man, I got to try that dang ribeye sandwich out there at Cypress Point you keep talking about. And I forgot it was Fridays. We're sitting here talking. And you know what? I may very well go get it again today myself. I may not eat the bun because the bun is so good, but I'm really trying to, be good on bread.
Yeah.
But the bun is made every day fresh in-house. It's like a yeast roll kind of thing. Or Kaiser roll. I don't know the different breads. Just trust me on this.
It's just like bourbon.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know good.
Yeah.
I know
It's
good.
good.
It's good.
It's bready.
But it's a full 16-ounce ribeye with fat injected too. So it's even better. It's just juicy and it's cooked to order. So if you like yours rare, you can get it rare. If you like yours well done, why you would do that? Just order a hamburger. Don't ruin a steak cooking it well, but whatever, to each their own. You're spending it. Ain't but $20 and you get a side, a 16-ounce ribeye on a bun. And so basically what you're getting is a full steak dinner for $20 at lunch, whether you choose to eat the bread or not. That's just the roll in this scenario. You won't regret it. It's available on Fridays at lunch. It is the Blue Plate Special. Swing by there today. Hang out tonight. Go back tomorrow. Watch the Saturday football games. Go back Sunday. Watch all the NFL games. And just enjoy. Great food, good times, good music, pretty people, and not so pretty. There's some ugly ones everywhere. I'm kidding. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Cameron's Garage at Cypress Point Resort, the steakhouse at Cypress Point Resort. And don't forget, you can have your own little staycation there. They got cabins back in the back that you can rent for less than like $100. And you can make the decision late. You can be midnight, but you know what? I've had too much to drive. Let me get one of them cabin keys. As long as they're not booked up, you can stay there on site with 0 heads up. I've done it. Don't ask me how I know. That's Cypress Point Resort, Cameron's Garage, good times, good people. And it's called a resort for a reason. It's massive. Shaun's been out there.
Yeah.
This is not
we did those Super Bowl shows lead up to the Super Bowl shows.
We did several live
we did a
remotes
Super Bowl
out there.
show too. That's right.
Yeah, we did Super Bowl. We did college football championship.
Nice, very nice place.
All kind of stuff. The weather got us on the college football thing.
Yeah, it's right.
Freezing cold and raining. But good times either way. I love it out there. It's kind of my home base outside of Burgers Blues Barbecue on the Rankin County side of the water. McBee's is home base on the original side of the water. But you can't go wrong. Check them out. Cypress Point Resort. Shaun Yurtkuran. That was fun, man. That last segment, the bourbon stuff. That was that's why I like having a co-host in here. So
I got people text me about bourbon already, And again, I know nothing about it.
Our vodka aficionado, Lindsey Beckham, let us know that it was Grey Goose that I couldn't remember. But what I was saying about Grey Goose is, and all this is available at 042 Wine and Spirits. If you want to go by and try, just buy a bottle of any of this. Right. If you want to go test it, go to one of our great partners that have a huge selection, such as the Manship, Cypress Point, McBee's, Acme Pizza, even Burgers Blues Barbecue's got some great liquor choices back there. And you can test it and then go buy it at 042 Wine and Spirits because they have a phenomenal selection of high-end bourbons by the bottle. But anyway, so Lindsay let us know it was Grey Goose. What I was trying to say is Pinnacle. If you're kind of drinking on a budget, but you want a good vodka, Pinnacle, it comes out of the same barrel that Grey Goose is made in. But it's like different levels of the barrel. Mm-hmm. I mean, just like Busch Light and some of them come out of the same barrel that Bud Light is. It's just in Natural Light, and some of them, it's all different levels of the barrel of the big tanks, Yeah. I call it barrels, but like the big tanks.
Where you are, yeah.
Yeah, it's like how long it's been in there. It's different levels
it's
in
tank
there.
Hierarchy, I guess.
Yeah, my buddy Shane Batten that works for Southern Beverage, he could tell us all about that. We ought to have him on the show sometime if they'll let him and come and explain just how all the beer stuff works. But Shaun was saying during the break that he feels the same way about craft beer.
Yeah.
And maybe we were on there. I can't remember, but he said, man, I'm the same way about craft beer.
We were at the break. The craft beer people drive me nuts.
But I'm a little better on the craft beer because I drink a lot of it. Mm-hmm. Where bourbon, I'm more of like, I just have to believe whatever you tell me. I'm like, oh, is that hazelnut? I couldn't tell you what hazelnut tastes like. Is that cinnamon? Is this expensive Fireball? But
I'd have every time I see, I mean, I like craft beer. This is not like I don't like it, but there's just, all the different, like, oh, the crazy jumper hopper, or whatever. Like, I don't know what the heck is in these ingredients. I just order something. And then it's kind of like,
I can smell an IPA from across the room.
Okay. You got it. I mean,
it's like, because an IPA tastes like Tanqueray, tastes like gin to me.
Really?
Like pine straw.
I mean, yeah, I guess some of them, right? I mean, well, I never thought about that. I'm gonna have one and reevaluate my thought on that.
Which I never have a craving for an IPA, but if I drink one, I will usually drink 2 or 3 because it's done to ruin my taste buds for anything else. Like there's no coming back from an IPA. just like I couldn't fathom mixing it with food or anything. But like you drink an IPA, it's a full commitment to IPA, and then go brush your teeth.
It is. I mean, do you remember about 10 or 11 years ago when there was a trend of like you were going to brew your own craft beer at home?
Oh yeah,
and
the home brew.
A bunch of my friends were into
Outlaw
it.
brewing.
And I went and bought there was a place over there by the old Pickle Dilly that sold it. I went and got
That's right.
You remember what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bought this whole brew kit. It sat in my kitchen for like 10 years and I never even opened it because I was like, why did I?
It's like a science experiment. How much was it?
I can't remember. It was like 100, 200, something like
that.
Ain't
too bad. I was thinking $300 or $400.
It's like
if you get it for a couple hundred, that's just a night out.
Yeah. And it just sat there. I was like, because, all your friends would come over with these, like a milk jug full of beer or whatever, and a milk bottle. And like, it's like, oh, look at my homebrew. Everybody was this big thing who could make the best homebrew. And, so I attempted to do it, but actually never attempted to do it because I never opened the packaging.
Unknown texter said Crystal Skull vodka. Man, I had a bunch of those back in the day. I loved collecting the Crystal Skulls and then filling them up with like Kool-Aid flavored water or water with food dye in it or dyed sand or what, just like filling them up with something. But I love the Crystal Skull vodka. That's the Dan Aykroyd one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Had that. Let's see here. Who is Ole Miss playing this weekend?
Kentucky tomorrow.
So, all right, well, Kentucky beat Ole Miss last year to kick off the SEC, and it kind of
ruined their whole
season.
Ruined, relatively speaking.
Their national championship, their playoff hopes.
Mm-hmm.
That game and then the Florida game, right?
Yeah, there's
Did they win the Florida game or did Ole Miss?
God, I can't even remember. Ole Miss person to text in, and I can't remember if they did or not. The one that I do want to bring up was for a short time we have the Alabama game. I thought that from last weekend.
Okay.
I mean that it seems like we're maybe finally on a new trajectory of the University of Alabama's dominance over the SEC and all of college football. I know it was obviously last year, but now seeing them lose to Florida State,
man. And I like Kalen DeBoer. I legitimately thought that was a great hire. I was shocked. I gave him last year, kind of finding your way around the SEC, but to come back and get skull effed by Florida State like that, and Florida State only won 2 games last year.
Yeah,
I'm not ready to sit here and say that Florida State's turned around.
No,
I'm like this loss could end up looking way worse than it did. But if Florida State has a great year and Bama turns it around, we won't even remember it at the end of the year as long as Bama makes the playoffs. But if who's Bama playing this weekend?
Louisiana Monroe.
Okay, they should win that unless the wheels have completely come off the bus. But you got Alabama's schedule pulled up?
Right now I do. Yeah.
Who's their next big game?
The next big game, it's oh god, let's see. Here we go.
Or next SEC game.
Yeah, that's we got here. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Great. It's the thing is, all right, now I got it up. So Louisiana Monroe, they play Wisconsin the weekend after that. Wisconsin is unranked. They play Georgia September 27th.
All right, that's it. That's the season. They should go into that game 2-1, and that's the season.
Georgia's going to kill them. I mean, just kill them.
Bama beat Georgia last year.
Yeah, but I mean, this looks like a different.
Where's that game at?
It is in Alabama.
It's in Alabama,
right? Yeah.
All right, so that's the game. That is Alabama's season.
No, it's in Georgia. I'm sorry, it's in Georgia.
Either way, that's the season. They got to win. There ain't no moral victories. They got to win, and that's the season. Kalen DeBoer will get fired after that game if he loses.
Yeah, I think it's.
I don't know. It's a $70 million buyout. Bama don't have oil money like A&M.
I was watching all these.
They may be stuck.
I was reading these rumors that were saying if all that happens, that Lane Kiffin is the top guy to get.
As he should be. He should have been the guy last time around.
If you're Lane, though, would you take the Alabama job?
I mean, I think ego is a big part of all this. Mm-hmm. So you probably do because it's Alabama, and eventually Ole Miss fans, inevitably, it always happens. They get tired of being really, really good. They want to be great.
And that's never going to happen.
And it ain't never going to happen. Let's take our last break. Online, we're going to stay with y'all, talk a little more sports radio. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. All right, Shaun. So, Ole Miss, I mean, as good as, they can consistently win 9-10 games.
Yeah.
Maybe 11 games. The 9-game SEC schedule is going to hurt teams like Ole Miss and Mississippi State and Kentucky and, the next tier of teams having to play that 9th SEC game versus being able to schedule a softie. And that's what Mississippi State has been the prime example of being able to work that schedule to their favor.
Mm-hmm.
the last, at least up till here recently, that ninth game is going to kill a Mississippi State, because then you got to get another SEC win to get to 6 wins.
Sure.
But I think that Lane Kiffin should probably take the Alabama job if offered, because it's going to be a ton of money. But Ole Miss can pay whatever Bama can pay. They all can pay these coaches whatever.
Yeah.
Where they're coming into these problems are these buyouts.
Yeah.
They can't all pay. That A&M paid Jimbo Fisher $76 million to fire him.
Yeah.
The best job in the world is a fired college football coach.
Yeah, right. It is. I mean, I just I don't know. Can you win a national championship at Ole Miss? And I just don't know that that's possible.
I mean, you got to catch lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
You got to be able to hold on to your best players. Have a good senior group, guys that chose to stay and play instead of jump to the pros, guys that chose to stay in your program instead of taking the highest bid to go to Alabama, Georgia, or whoever else wants to pay them more money. It's like when a team wins a Super Bowl and the best players kind of get plucked.
Sure.
Like the Eagles lost 3 or 4 of their best defensive players.
Yeah.
After winning the Super Bowl.
Can almost lost last night. It was closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Mississippi State was forever the lunch pail guys that show up to work, and we develop talent here. And we're going to we may win 5, 6, 7 games, every year, every 3 years. Then every 4th year we step up, we win 10 games. We compete for an SEC West title.
Sure.
Well, with the NIL, you can't do that no more, because if you come in and you roll the dice and you develop this talent, then another team comes in and says, oh man, let's go. Look, they developed this guy. This is a solid player. Let's offer him $1 million a year.
Yeah.
And we'll just take their developed talent. So now Mississippi State has just become the developmental team for the bigger SEC teams. And what can we do about it? And we ain't got long money like that.
Not like Texas or Alabama. No.
Or even Ole Miss with all the medical money and lawyer money and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's going to be real tough the way the NIL the way all of it currently exists with no limits. The NCAA is going to have to come in and implement some type of salary cap, some type of cap on NIL, which I don't necessarily like as a capitalist.
Yeah, I mean, I think also, you run into this thing where then what do they need the NCAA anymore? I mean, the conferences could go off on their own. So I think at that point, because you don't really need them. I mean, you just wouldn't really need them the same way.
We don't need them for football.
Already like a super conference.
You don't need them for football, but you do need them for the other sports. I believe the non-financial drivers. But I think you need the NCAA for basketball. Obviously, you got the tournament, which that is basketball at this point. The regular season means nothing except you get qualified for the tournament.
Yeah, right. For sure.
So, all right, online audience, been a blast. I'll see y'all back Monday.